I love to be entertained, but I have no patience, so I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. Today, today I'll be reviewing the very first episode of Harley Quinn. I probably should have looked this up before I started filming. I think it's just called Harley Quinn. I don't think it's The Adventures of Harley Quinn or Harley Quinn and Her Amazing Friends or anything. I think it's just Harley Quinn. So, I don't have DC Plus, DC Universe, DC Go, whatever the hell it's called, DC's streaming service. Um, but the first episode of Harley Quinn happens to be on DC's YouTube channel, so yay me! Because this is a show that I've been interested in since I heard they were making it. I'm a big comic book fanboy. I like my comic characters and comic shows and comic movies and stuff. So I'm genuinely excited to see a Harley Quinn show. This one is R-rated apparently. It's got lots of F words and gratuitous violence, and that's all well and good. My concern, however, is in the trailers that I've seen for the show, that at least the way the trailers are cut, the way the show is advertised, it makes it feel that the profanity and gore is gratuitous. It's, and again, not that gratuitous gore is a bad thing. I love me my slasher movies, but the advertisements I've seen so far, it makes it feel like they're swearing just to swear, just because they can, just to make it edgy. Which, when you do that, it just comes off as annoying to me. So, hopefully it's, again, I don't mind swearing. I swear all the time. But it needs to feel organic. If they're just dropping the F-bomb every other word, it's going to be annoying. But it's colorful. It has Harley Quinn and Ivy and others in it. I have no idea who the cast of the show is. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm hoping for a rip-roaring good... What does rip-roaring even mean? I need to look up the origin of that phrase. I probably never will. Anyway, Harley Quinn. Let's take a look-see. Well, I have now seen the first episode of DC's animated Harley Quinn show. As such, I know the answer to the question I posed to myself before I watched the first episode of DC's animated Harley Quinn show. And that was, is the profanity and gore gratuitous? Well, I have now seen the first episode of DC's animated Harley Quinn show, and I can say, emphatically, unequivocally, kind of, somewhat, here and there, a little bit, I think the show's still finding its legs. Some of the swearing really, really works and is very funny and flows naturally. Mostly Ivy. I think that's, what's her face? Lake something? Whatever her name is. Recognize the voice. Great performance. A lot of swear words, but they all flowed naturally. It felt correct when she said it. Harley Quinn? It feels like they're trying too hard. It might work if it felt like the character was trying to just be rough and tumble and dropping F words and MFs all over the place. But that doesn't really feel like what they're going for with the character. It doesn't feel like Harley Quinn, the character, is swearing to try and prove herself or try and be something she isn't. I think they just dropped too many F words into her dialogue. Other than that, though, yeah, pretty good start. I generally liked it. I think it's a aesthetically attractive show. It's cute, it's colorful, it's well animated. The action is well choreographed and well blocked and animated. Yeah, I enjoyed it. A lot of the humor really worked for me. Most of the humor that didn't work was because they were trying to sell, oh, it's a cartoon saying the F word. Isn't it funny? Tee hee. No, it's not. saying the F word in and of itself is usually not funny. Sometimes you can have a juxtaposition to make the F word funny, like if Winnie the Pooh was trying to get honey out of a honeycomb and said, "Ah, fuck," that might be funny. But Harley Quinn or the Joker, especially when they exist in a universe where they actually hurt other people, that it's not really a juxtaposition then. You exist in a world where people swear all the time. No one in the 100-Acre Woods drops the F-bomb. So if Winnie the Pooh or Piglet did, that would be funny under the right circumstances. In this particular DC universe, it's not funny, it's just gratuitous. Now, interestingly, all the F words are bleeped out, at least in the version of the show that's on DC's YouTube channel. I have no idea if it's bleeped out on DC Universe, I think is their streaming service. Also, there's little commercial breaks and bumpers in this. I'm guessing that's just a YouTube thing so they can advertise the streaming service. I'll cut them some slack for that. I hope you're not doing that on your streaming service, DC. That would be massively silly. But the characters are generally working for me, though I thought the premise of what happens in the first episode is Harley Quinn is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over the Joker, even though that's definitely not in her best interest. And she suddenly realizes, well, it's not sudden, but she eventually, over the course of the episode, realizes, with the help of her friends, that the Joker is no good and she should leave him. And she does. Now, that may seem kind of sudden, but it looks like the point of the entire show is the fact that she's moving on from the Joker. So I'm okay with that abbreviated break. You could spend an entire season on that. It would probably be frustrating, but you could do it, because that's probably something for someone with that kind of hang-up. It would take them a long time to work through. But I feel they did a nice job in the 20 minutes or whatever this episode in getting it done within one episode, but not making it, oh, you're right, the Joker sucks, I'm gone. It's more complicated than that. Poison Ivy's definitely my favorite. You know what? Second to Poison Ivy, Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Gordon. Oh my god, that is the funniest interpretation of this character. In fact, I'm calling it now because it's somehow my place to call it. This interpretation is now the interpretation of Jim Gordon. This should always be how Jim Gordon is. Just a completely frazzled, completely fried, coffee swilling, hair mussed up, at the end of his rope, nervous mess. I love that characterization. And I will be very disappointed with any others, unless they are better or better serve the material it exists in. I could have phrased that better. But this is not scripted, so this is not scripted. Yes, it's definitely not scripted. This video that you're watching here. The best joke in the show is a Costco joke. Maybe the second best joke is, which I'll spoil, Harley tracks down the Riddler and she's standing in front of, a building shaped like a giant question mark and quips something like, how do the police have such a difficult time finding these layers? So, some good humor, well-crafted jokes, a little bit too much swearing. Pull back on the swearing a bit. Gore. Let's talk about gore. It is gratuitous, but it's mostly fun gratuitous. There's only a couple things that felt tonally at odds with what the show is doing. Most of it was exaggerated and fun gore. It's not treated seriously, so you can't take it seriously, or at least I don't, and it doesn't pull me out of the show. For example, Harley is in a bloody fight with a bunch of prison guards. I mean, they're biting each other's ears off, and, Harley's nose gets broken, and it's gory and it's violent, but what makes it work is the incredibly calm and casual conversation she's holding with Poison Ivy, who's just, kind of leaning against a wall, just chatting with her like they're sitting on a couch sipping tea. Well done. I thought it was good. So, will I be watching episode 2 of DC's animated Harley Quinn show? Well, that kind of depends on if DC puts episode 2 on their YouTube channel. I briefly looked into the DC that's Disney DC Universe subscription service, because there are a few shows on the service I would like to see. I would like to see the DC's animated Harley Quinn show. I would like to see the one with Brendan Fraser, Doom Patrol. I hear that's really good. I'm very curious to see what they did with Swamp Thing, because they canceled it, I think, before they even released the first season. So there are a couple things on the service that I'd be interested in seeing. So I went to the DC Online, DC Universe, that's not around either, the DC Universe site, and maybe I just suck. It's very possible. I could not find how the hell much the service costs. And if I go to your site and I can't find how much your service costs, that scares me. I'm guessing I could be blind and it's like posted somewhere and I just missed it, but it looks like one of those things where, you're on like a Amazon or other online retailer, and they do put it in your shopping cart and then we'll tell you the price. No. I'm not going to create an account and then you tell me the price. No, DC, that's not how that works. You see, you tell me what you're charging and then I decide if I want to pay that. That's how it works. And I could Google how the hell much it costs, but I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to go to Netflix.com, Shudder.com, CriterionCollection.com, Hulu.com, DisneyPlus.com, all of these streaming services. I should be able to find out how the hell much they cost just by visiting the website. It should not take external Googling, and it should not require me to create an account or sign up for a free trial to see how the hell much you're charging for your service. Knock that crap off. I have spoken.